won't move on it.
As a layperson, people are asking, when has someone been shot or killed by the hands of law enforcement or anyone else, and it has not been investigated?
And lay people are right to ask that question. I'm not aware of that occasion. I haven't seen it. And it is, so that in that way it's somewhat unprecedented and extraordinary. But the fact is that there have been times in American history where states have had to prosecute federal officers. I'm not saying that will happen in this case.
You just want an investigation,
which will lead to a charging decision or presentation to a grand jury.
Right.
And so we got to have that investigation. We're moving forward with what we are able to. The fact is that there will be access to the autopsy, which can say a lot about trajectory of bullets, and can say a lot about whether you can construct a case. I will sit here and tell anyone, look, Jonathan Ross deserves a fair trial and all the constitutional rights that any defendant gets, but the federal government cannot essentially effect a cover-up of a crime. They cannot say, we are not going to investigate this crime, and we're not going to let anyone else do it either.
Well, I was going to ask you that. One can only conclude that they're either trying to hide something, they're afraid of something, or because that's what you're left up to.
Right.
What would that lead you to believe? What does that say?
Well, this is a great question.
What are they afraid of? What are they covering up?
Right. Well, this
trying to hide.
I'm just going to say that I'm going to avoid speculating, but I think people watching your broadcast and people watching the facts are certainly free to ask that question and should. And we've asked people in Congress to use their authority as oversight, for the Department of Justice to say, if you maintain that Jonathan Ross did nothing wrong, you should be the first to demand an investigation to clear him, right? That's just logical. But if you fear that there's exposure and liability, then maybe that might be a reason you would try to hide, But if I may say this, Don, one thing I think is for sure true. The critical seconds in which, Jonathan Ross and Renee Good engaged each other, that will be dealt with in a legal process, and we will be unrelenting in getting to the truth. But this escalation is certainly to blame. There I will cast blame and identify wrong. This dramatic 3,000-plus agent surge to Minnesota is unnecessary, wasteful, destructive of people's human rights, and wrong. And I just want to say, we deal with federal agents all the time on things from sex trafficking to guns we work with them on a lot of stuff. The fact that now suddenly we can't work together is a surprise, because usually we do. I don't believe for a second that this is a local decision. I think this is from Washington. And I like you, if you believe in what you're saying, which is complete innocence of this agent, then that's all the more reason to have a full, fair, thorough, independent investigation.
My question is, you said that the autopsy will show trajectory of the bullet. And
it could.
That. It could. And the car as well.
The car and the window?
But where is the car? Did they take it? Is that true?
Yeah,
they took
it
out of state? They have it?
Well, I don't know where they took it. I got to admit, I don't know where it is. They have it. That's part of what. So the bullet casings, the car, which would go with the side windows, and the gun are all things that you need to have a thorough investigation, and we don't have and are in their possession.
They released, someone leaked from the administration or from Department of Homeland Security, someone, DOJ, that he said that the officer or the agent had internal bleeding. But how do we believe anything from
Show me a medical report.
Right.
Show me a medical report. The person who said it wasn't a medical professional. They don't claim that they examined him. And that's just more like, when I heard that, I thought, right. And Haitians are eating pets in Ohio, and Trump won 3 elections in Minnesota. Just more falsehood, that we're so used to hearing. I think that, look, but at the same time, look, as a prosecutor, I'm fine with them providing medical records to demonstrate what they say is true.